Hello everyone, and now the topic we are going to start is template with default arguments. You have studied function with default arguments. Now what were function with default arguments? Means if you are not going to specify arguments from the main, means user forgot or user is not able to provide the arguments, we as a programmer are going to specify some default arguments so that my program should not generate any error. So here also we have the concept of default arguments. Now I have iostream AR header files. Template parameter I have declared template class T, T1 and T2. Okay, class ABC I have declared ID of T type, fees of T1 type, grade of T2 type. Okay, what is T type? Integer, T1 type float and T2 char. Now, you know this thing, default arguments, there are different ways to specify the arguments. One way is specifying here. Means the default method is I'm going to specify here. Now, these are what my default values or default arguments. Okay. Now, if you see here, see the syntax, class name. Now here, if you remember, we were specifying the arguments. Okay, but in this case I have specified here itself, so no need to require to pass the values. Arguments here means int float, no need to mention here. 3 parameters I have. So what is the by default syntax? Here I am going to pass the 3 values. Okay, but I have specified the default value, so it is not mandatory to pass the parameters here. So the value when I call ABC, my angular base is obj. This constructor is going to get called. Now all the values I have specified here. So 90 will be copied to ID, fees, y will be copied to fees, and a will be copied to grade. Or I can write here, because the second parameter was of float type. Okay, and after that void display function I have made to display the value. If I execute this, see here, my program is working fine. Means even if I'm not specifying the values here, it is going to pick the default values that I am having. So what is the order of specifying the values? From right to left. Means this is going to generate error. Okay, what is the order of specifying the values? From right to left. Now if I write this thing, means I'm not specify the first value, I need to pass it the value over here, obj 20. Means what is the ID now? 20. Okay, now why it is not mandatory to mention it? Because I have mentioned here the parameter. Okay, or you can mention here as well. If you don't want to mention here like this, you can mention the parameter here as well. If I execute, see, now you know this thing, if I'm going to have default value and I have passed a value from here itself. Okay, so which value will be picked? The one that is entered by the user. Okay, see here, ID 20 and this thing. This is all about your template with default arguments. Okay,